thing you have to understand is this. The Sam Fisher you knew is dead. America killed him, asked him to make one sacrifice too many, cross one line too far.
Being stealthy isn't what it used to be. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction is certainly a different take on the challenging stealthing the series is known for. This is a more approachable kind of stealth, much less difficult than previous games, yet filled with these incredible gasp-out-loud kind of moments. Things feel a little stripped down compared to previous games. Good old Sam Fisher doesn't pick locks anymore, he can't move bodies around, and he doesn't need to be as careful as you might think when slinking around. Yet the new Mark and Execute feature opens up new possibilities and leads to all sorts of awesome moments while simultaneously subduing some of the challenge. Yet while certain facets of the game don't feel as complete as you'd expect, Splinter Cell Conviction still is legitimately great thanks to incredible storytelling and awesome co-op modes.
That's a weaponized EMP over there. How do I shut it down?
If you're an enormous fan of the old Splinter Cells, don't worry too much. This is still a stealth game at heart, so you'll spend most of the game slinking around, sliding from corner to corner, and trying to take down enemies one at a time while avoiding detection. Interface cues make it easy to slip from one cover spot to another, and while there's no mechanism for peeking around corners, the camera usually lets you see what you need to see. You won't need to be as careful as you may have been used to in previous games. Inadvertently making too much noise isn't the kiss of death, and while there are some spotlights and turrets you'll need to shy away from, you won't often feel like the odds are stacked against you. There are some challenging moments, particularly in the excellent multiplayer modes, but they're rarely frustrating. Overall, the stealth is good, but there's a general sense that something was left out. No lockpicking, no rappelling down walls, no cans to throw to distract your enemies with. You do get a selection of guns and gadgets, but this is definitely a slimmer stealth experience.
Got a situation here! Reach the air!
The new Mark and Execute feature helps make up for some of these deficiencies, though. Every time you perform a hand-to-hand kill, you earn the right to mark a number of enemies by hovering your reticle over them and pressing a bumper. As long as your targets are all in range, you can then execute them all in one slick move. You get a bit of slow-mo, a bit of camera zoom, and a nice gush of blood to show for your efforts. Mark and Execute can be used in tandem with other moves to create some really exciting moments. For example, you might mark some targets in advance, grab a guy through a window from the ledge below, throw him to the ground, trigger the execution, and then you watch as you take down 3 or 4 dudes in slow motion. These are great events that will get your blood pumping. Enemy interrogations also provide some dramatic moments. In certain scripted situations, you'll need to grab a key enemy and beat the truth out of them. During these scenes, you can line your victim up with environmental objects and use them to get the guy bloody. The interrogations are extremely limited and tightly scripted, though, not nearly as flexible and interactive as you'd hope them to be.
No more playing around. Who sent you? You!
You get a nice variety of guns to use, though, along with some gadgets like flashbang grenades, remote mines, and a remote camera you can use to lure foes over and then detonate it. You can upgrade all of these items using points you earn as you perform different moves, so Conviction does reward you for experimenting, though the single-player campaign is straightforward enough that you might occasionally forget that you even have some of those gadgets, since you rarely need them. Luckily, some areas do give you some flexibility to handle things in different ways, whether you prefer to jump out a window and sneak up on your enemies from the other side, or shooting an explosive barrel next to them as they wander past. The single-player campaign is about 6 or 7 hours long, and it sends you through a good variety of different environments, though the casual nature of the stealth might leave you wanting for something a bit more demanding. Fortunately, the multiplayer does have what you're looking for. Splinter Cell Conviction only supports 2 players, but the multiplayer is surprisingly compelling. You've got a separate campaign for 2 players, and adding a buddy to the mix opens up awesome new possibilities, like double executions, where you can pair up to perform a series of incredible kills. But you can also be grabbed by an enemy and used as a shield, so you need to communicate well, have each other's backs, and use the environment to your advantage. The other multiplayer modes have you avoiding the eyes of prying enemies completely, fending off waves of enemies, and even holding off those waves while trying to take down each other. And if you don't want to play via Xbox Live, you can have a buddy join you in split screen play. And that's a nice touch.
For Sam, one thing Third Echelon had always been about was the truth.
Splinter Cell's story does deserve a special note. That's not just because the story is really good, though it is, but because the storytelling is woven into the gameplay so beautifully. Your current mission is displayed across surfaces as you move through the levels, and occasionally you'll see cinematics projected onto the walls. These work not only as mission reminders, but make it seem as if you can see Sam's thoughts appear around him as you guide him along. The soundtrack is pitch perfect, as is most of the sound design, though some of the warnings the guards cry out can get a little repetitive or don't seem to fit the situation.
You won't save the geeks by hiding, Fisher!
The art design has a nice gritty look, and there's a good amount of environmental variety, from a carnival to the Lincoln Memorial. However, Conviction does look a little rough around the edges. It was created with the older Unreal 2 engine, and while it squeezes a lot out of the aging technology, the textures and lighting don't have the look you'd expect from a modern release. In turn, the black and white effect that indicates that you're hidden in the shadows can make things a little too muddled sometimes.
He hopped off the grid and went walkabout, looking for a reason to go on living. Eventually he found it.
Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction is an interesting experiment and a great game with plenty of exciting moments. It does feel a little watered down, replacing the incredible challenge and expansive options of the other games in the series with a more user-friendly stealth that doesn't always feel as rewarding. Yet the awesome mark and execute moves and highly entertaining multiplayer modes make this yet another wonderful game in a series that has yet to really hit a low note. This isn't Sam Fisher as you remember him, but he's still got a tremendous edge.
Don't tell him I told you! Oh, I'm not going to tell him a damn thing.